Welcome, and this is James with JBP Investigations, and I'm here with
Brandon, also with JBP Investigations.
and we're just doing a commentary on the video, we done, and, talk about what's happening, our thoughts during the process, and whatever else comes to our minds. It might not even be on the topic of whatever this was. It could be something totally different. I mean, we'll start talking about something and just go way off in left field.
Right. Just us being goofy, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we just talk about whatever. But right now you're just seeing the opening, basically just giving a quick breakdown of, our traits, like he's calm, cool, and all that. And, you're going to see what I like to do here in just a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. In 1 second here. Oh, there it goes.
You nasty.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do. that one fart I did in there, man, I cleared out the room.
Yeah, that was horrible. I'm
And
glad I was like, what?
And
I'm going the other way.
And the heat.
Yeah.
The heat that was up in there, because it was like, what, 80?
Yeah.
In
down
the
here,
80s up in the top floors
it's a
and
big
stuff
open
like that.
room.
And that heat just
If you
amplified.
turn it
Oh,
on,
it was
it'll-
beautiful.
Yeah,
It'll
it
brighten
just
it
made it
up.
worse, too, at
I
times.
just caught a moth right there. At least I think it was
But
a
like,
moth.
I think that moth just
I
ran
hope it
away
was
from
a
me
moth.
because that
I
one.
just seen something.
Like, nope, I'm going the other way.
and why I did this, I don't know. Slow motion moth. I mean,
It looks pretty cool.
I guess it looks cool.
That's literally what I see.
Because you
Right.
can see the wings slowly
That is literally what I see right now.
Yeah. Well, kind of. It's blurry. But, this is basically when we started.
Yeah.
Like, when it got dark.
Yeah.
This is like our first time
Where you
out
at?
in this building when it got dark. So we were kind of tiptoeing around.
Yeah.
And it's a lot harder to see in the
okay.
dark than what people think it is when all you got is a camera.
Yeah, it makes your balance feel thrown off.
Your depth perception, because,
With the
you're
flashing
just
light?
looking through a camera and it's not like your normal eyes.
Yeah, it's a wall thing.
Yeah.
Look.
As you can tell in some of my cameras, I stagger a little bit, but that's because of how dark it is where you can't see anything.
Yeah. But right off the rip, I had to debunk something right off the rip.
Yeah.
Because you were just standing there in all in amazement, like, look at that light,
Yeah.
look at that light, and I'm like, what the? I'm like, what, man? Just walk in there.
Yeah, well, I'm so used to being just in a dark room with a camera, not having another camera pointing back at me.
What are you talking about? So used to being? It just
I'm
got
always-
dark. This was our first time out.
I'm talking about being in the dark by myself. So I don't have to look at nobody else. I'm so used to seeing myself in the dark.
You look at yourself in the dark.
Yeah. Is there something wrong with that?
How? How
Just
do
smack
you-
myself in the face.
That's not looking at yourself in the dark.
That's how you know if you find yourself.
There's other ways to find yourself, man. You don't have to smack yourself in the dark.
I didn't say it that kind of way.
That's what you're seeing.
Oh, jeez. Okay, try to keep it PG now.
Yeah, James.
I'm gonna try to. Sometimes a couple words flow off, but like when I, you can see the power cord there for the camera.
Yeah. Yeah, but the first time around, I wasn't too worried about paying attention to that.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's the reason why I think me and you make a good team is you strongly believe in spirits and the supernatural and the afterlife,
That room?
and
I was just saying
I
something
want
touched
to
my
believe.
arm. So I went
I'm
back out
open
the
to
room.
believing, but I'm also,
You're iffy.
it's not even so much of iffy. I want it to be real.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the simple fact
welcome to
that
say
way,
something
if
to
I
me
can
if you
prove it's
were.
real, then I know after this crappy life is over
I'm
with, I have
talking to
something
the
do
ghost.
instead of just sitting in the ground.
Probably just scared the shit out crap out of people.
I can edit it. Don't worry.
Smells like poopy in here.
Yeah, watch it.
I told you earlier
Yeah.
that I'm the bad one, and then
No,
you're
it
sitting here and
does.
you're starting to
Seriously,
do
it smells
that,
like
man.
poopy.
Look who it rubs off from.
Oh, there's the poopy room.
Yep.
I'm
That
not
room
afraid
smelled
of
like
ghosts. I just don't want
crap.
to smell
Poop.
that smell.
I mean, it did. It smelled like poop.
Yeah.
I was going to say the other word, but I'm trying to I'm trying to catch myself here.
That's what I was trying to do.
And here, this is, you could probably hear me in the video going, go on. And you're kind of just looking at me.
Yeah, because I'm like,
Well, remember my
Yeah, your
camera
camera-
kept getting messed with, and it was trying to corrupt my files, and your stuff was all doing fine and all that stuff. So I was kind of frustrated at that
yeah,
part.
so something must be liking you. It's
Or
wanting you
hating
to
me.
believe or
Or
something.
hating me.
Who
I mean,
knows?
maybe. I mean, you know, because I've talked to people outside before and
Mm-hmm.
and told them, you know, about how we work and stuff, and they go, well, you know, why are you like that? I'm like, well, you know, he's the sensitive one. He, you know, is calm, cool, and he talks to him and he's polite to him. I said, I'm not. I just call him out. I say you're fake.
So you're going to be like either Zach or Chad from Fast and Furious because he goes hunts too. Chad does.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a big fan of Fast and Furious either. I
Well-
like the movies, but I'm not a huge fan. I'll watch them
Yeah.
like once, and that's
Yeah,
it.
like have you seen? I think it was Fast and Furious when the very first car blows up. When Brian Spooner, played by Paul Walker, has to get him a new car.
Oh yeah.
Jesse, that's Chad.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's the one that does his own little solo session for paranormal.
Oh.
I mean,
Fun facts.
yep.
From the reflection.
Oh, that part right there was kind of
Yeah, I
weird. 'Cause
think
we didn't hear
so.
nothing on that part
Yeah.
when it said not yet. When you asked, you know, is anybody here? Not yet.
Mm-hmm. That threw me off, or big time.
Now, what was you hearing here? Because you was up here by yourself.
Is there anyone up
I
here?
thought I was hearing like slight whispers, but at the same time, I wasn't so sure because it also sounded like footsteps running across, and there was nobody there, and
see,
that was from upstairs.
Yeah, I don't think the camera picked up the footsteps.
No, it didn't.
Now
I just
it
heard
picked
it
up
with
a
my
scream.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
right there, it picked up a scream, but and then you know popping noises
yeah,
and
like
stuff like that.
like a soldier walking by or something.
Yeah. And that was the thing about these floors, man. They're very poppy and creaky and
yeah,
stuff
they're-
like that. And if you don't walk super quiet, I mean, it's just gonna go pop, 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 pop all the way
Yeah,
down.
and right here, right at the door,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I was hearing at the worst, like something was coming up the steps.
Yeah, and we weren't nowhere near yet. I think we were
Yeah.
outside.
That's what you said. You was outside with
Yeah.
her smoking or talking to the other staff members. But it just threw me off guard because I was like, isn't there anybody down there? That's why I just straight up asked.
Hmm.
And then you could just hear like pop, pop.
Yeah, because you could hear it in the video, and you know, I don't think it was you.
No, because I just stood still and I just turned my back just to see if I could catch anything, whenever it was around.
Yeah.
But
And so, what was you? After that, what was you trying to do, Charlie? Like trying to find the source?
yeah, I was trying to be
Anyone in there?
cautious about it because I don't want to spook off whatever the heck it is, because I want to see, because a lot of them, as the spirits and stuff, if you scare them too bad, they'll just run away from you and you won't catch nothing the rest of the time.
They're scaredy ghosts.
Yeah, more or less.
See, I'll chase
And I'm
them
still
down.
scared of that head up on the shelf.
Oh, I know. Adam. Is that his name, Adam?
Yeah.
Adam Kimmel, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, that. I mean, unfortunately, I couldn't get that part of the video, but that kind of freaked us out when we first seen that.
Yeah, I was kind of iffy until I started looking. I was like, oh, God. And then I just realized it was him.
Yeah,
I thought it was just like a head in a jar or something.
yeah.
But then I got a closer look at it. I was like, okay, it's just one of them.
Yeah.
One of the cutouts. Or is it a cutout?
I don't know. I hope it's a cutout, because if not, then he lost his head.
When you turn that corner right there, right behind you,
You gotta
you
thank
feel
him
unease.
for letting us to be able to come out there.
Well, just keeping up on the place. I mean, just
Yeah.
everything.
He does, just
Everything
to bring
he's
back
done
the,
to that place just to keep, you know, it preserved. I mean,
yeah, especially the
even-
history.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, forget all the paranormal stuff. Just the history of the building alone.
Yeah.
I mean, because it was going to get destroyed a couple times, and it survived. Now this part here,
You see what I'm saying?
I couldn't get this video also because my file was corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
But when you turn the camera, there's a knocking noise.
Yeah.
And I have no clue what it's from because I was hoping to get my camera angle on that to show that it wasn't me doing it, it wasn't you doing it, but my file was corrupted and I couldn't save it. I saved most of my footage, but that was one of them I couldn't save.
Yeah, I heard it too. I was like, and that's the reason why I stopped right there, because I heard it from right behind me.
Yeah.
Like, further on.
It sounded
down
like
the
I was
other
like
way.
right next to you knocking.
That's what I'm saying. Right behind me, though.
Yeah.
What threw me off. And that's the reason why I just stood still, because I couldn't move anymore, because if whatever it was, it would probably poof.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
You want a good
If I
time?
seen
Call
something running, I'd chase it.
867-5309.
That's just how I am.
Yeah, until you either get pushed or shoved.
I kind of want to get pushed or shoved. I mean, not down an elevator shaft or anything like that.
Right. I know what
Obviously.
you mean.
But, oh, there's my fart. That's my first fart. That wasn't the one that was too bad.
Yeah, I thought that was Tiff.
You thought it was her?
Yeah.
Oh, she can fart pretty good, too, when she wants to, man.
Yeah.
Just because she's
No,
tiny,
it adds flavor to
don't...
it.
Don't let it fool you.
Don't let it fool you. She can push some air.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you found the squeaky. I tell you what, man, that
Yeah,
fart
Chad's
and
had
the
a
heat
couple of
just really
scratches
amplifies
too.
it.
I've seen his scratches when he was out ghost hunting.
Mm-hmm.
You could see them clear as day.
Huh.
And that would be nice to
All we
actually
want you
get
to do
proof
is-
and evidence on that.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't get any scratches or nothing like that.
Yeah.
I didn't have nobody scratch my back, give me a reach around or nothing.
Well, Tiff, because when you watch the videos, they edit out about 12 hours of shit just to give you 2 seconds of,
And then like this part here, I notified where you were shutting your camera off.
Mm-hmm. About that light.
Yeah, about that light. I have no clue where that, even though that says exit up there, that's just one of the, that's not an actual exit where there's lights or anything like that. And
Right.
I don't know what caused that source.
Yeah. Especially that light outside.
and if
Or
you have
outside
like a
that
section
window.
that's got
There was
sudden
nobody
fall,
else around or anything. That's the back of the building.
Yeah, that's not towards the road or nothing like that. Which I was thinking this building would sit
And-
farther off the road than what it did. It sits like right up next to it.
Yeah. And we asked them if they had a light and stuff, and they said no.
Huh.
That threw us off.
Well, yeah. I mean, so. Watch the video here in a minute.
Yeah, you're fine. But yeah, that literally threw me off.
Oh, this part here.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, when we first went and watched this video,
Mhm.
remember when we were watching it
Mhm.
and we were sitting there contemplating, is the audio and video, did it go off sync or something like that just because of how much activity was going on around me?
That's why I
Remember when we first watched it, and that's what we originally was thinking?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a few key parts in there that tells you the audio is not off sync.
No, that's what threw us literally off.
Yeah, because the part where I go up to the doll,
Mm-hmm.
and I go up to the doll and I sit there and I specifically remember looking at the doll and sitting there for a second waiting to see if anything happened. Can you move the doll?
Mm-hmm.
And then I move away.
Mm-hmm.
That's in sync with the audio. And then with the loud bang that gets debunked in here.
Yeah, because
That's that's all in sync too, and it's all one shot. It's not spliced together or anything like that. This is all one shot. And after because I watched it several times, and I'm sitting here and I'm going, wow,
Mhm.
and I heard these footsteps going on around me.
Mm-hmm. And you hear what I'm talking about. It's like a soldier walking by and doing his guard watching every room.
Stuff just doesn't scare me.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, I'm hearing all these footsteps going on around me and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, what's my first instinct? Okay, well, go up to a doll and see if you can make a move.
Right. You would think it would be like a little kid being in his boots and then somebody else's boots just goofing around. But
Well, I mean, it's like, because, you know, you watch all these paranormal videos, and it's always a lot of it, you know, I don't want to sound like a, you know, negative Nancy or anything like that, but a lot of it is just, did you hear that? Oh, there's a noise. Did you hear that? You know, that's a lot of them. You know, and I want more. I want more evidence than that, you know.
right.
And it's like, you guys weren't around me because, you know, obviously you'll see in the video, you guys are on a different floor.
Yeah, we were on the
You guys were
third
below
floor?
me.
No, that was
Yeah, you were below me on this. You know, originally I thought you were above me. Because when I said, you know, it sounded like she fell over furniture and stuff like that, I thought you guys were above me.
right.
And you weren't, you were below me.
Yeah.
And some of those footsteps when I was originally doing this, I was thinking,
Well, I'm
you know,
here
it was
if
you
wanna
guys
say
walking
something.
above me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another reason why I kind of
Say
didn't
something
really
new.
pay any attention to all the footsteps I was hearing. Because I'm like, well, they're walking around upstairs. I'm just hearing it popping through the floor. And then some of the noises sounded like they were extremely freaking close. And I kind of like look over and do this and do that. And I'm like, okay, these are sounding awfully close. They don't sound like they're upstairs anymore.
Right. And the reason why you keep seeing me go close, and yes, and just in that frame, you would see like either a dust bunny or an orb just went right by you.
Yeah.
And you can't really tell if it's a dust bunny or an orb. But
Yeah. I mean, and that's the weird thing. I mean, it's hard to
Are you
tell
up here?
what's what and everything.
if it's an
else.
orb or dust. You
Yeah.
know, I've seen spider webs make triangle patterns and twist and turn and stuff like that, and people think it's orbs, and it's not. It's a spider web. I mean, it is really hard. If you don't,
really believe, you won't.
well,
really
I mean, it's
know.
not even that. It's just if you believe too much, every little thing you see is going to be could
Manifest
to you,
to you,
could
yeah.
could be proof to you when it's not proof.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and that's going back to my original point about between me and you. You know, you know, you see an IR light on the camera and you think it's a spirit,
Yeah.
and then I come in.
Yeah, I was like, because where my mind was playing games with me, because I'm not so used to having another
Yeah.
camera pointing directly at me,
Well,
looking at it.
you've never, you know, how many times do you see an IR light with an IR camera? Hardly ever.
Right. Not unless you're in the mall or something else.
Yeah, but you're not in the mall in the middle of the night.
No, but like this too. No.
You know, so I mean, I can understand that, but that, you know, my original point, like I said, I think that's why we make a good team, is because you point stuff out to me, and then I go through and I
guys
try to
just run
debunk
into
it, and then we go over it, and then if I can't
Where was
debunk
that?
it, then it's at least plausible. You know, and there's a couple things in you know in here that
Yeah, let's go show
I
me where
couldn't
it's at.
debunk, I couldn't figure out, and so it was put in the video, but. The other stuff that I could 100%.
Yeah, I heard it all the way up
debunk,
there, and it
I
was
made sure
loud. It almost
put it
made
in
me
the
drop my
video that I
camera.
debunked it. You know, because
Well, I
you
mean,
know,
I was
you want a
hearing
good mix
like a
of that.
pop
You
here
don't
and
want to
there,
just
but nothing really,
have, you know, you gotta let people know that you actively try.
nothing spectacular.
And just like I had my goofy moment
Yeah.
of knocking the door
Yeah.
piece down. But I didn't really feel it. That's the thing. I didn't even feel it bump off of my backpack.
Yeah,
So
that
I don't know.
that board was so flimsy. I mean, it just is just a little touch, and it just
Smash.
yeah, it just smashed.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it literally just threw me off guard.
That's what
It-
the loud bang was.
Oh, that was
It
loud
startled me.
upstairs. I mean, that was loud.
You know, I
just
mean,
know
my battle
it-
cry
it-
was squirrel.
You know what
Yeah.
it sounded like? It sounded like she fell over furniture. And it sounded like you guys were up above me.
Now,
Like
if
she
something
fell over
really,
furniture
really,
and
really,
landed on the
like,
floor above me.
surprised me, scared me, or something like that, I might go, whoa, you know, or something. But nothing here startled me that much, other than that noise, and it wasn't enough to make me jump out of my boots. I mean, granted, when I heard it, I almost,
Yeah.
dropped the camera, but I didn't like freak out. I just stopped for a second and I looked and I listened for real quick, and I turned and went, squirrel.
Yeah. Here comes a light again.
See, and I don't know what that.
And
That's
you
something
could-
we couldn't debunk.
Yeah, and then I said right as soon as Tiff was rubbing her fingers, I was like, okay, is somebody in a rush or something? Just to go after a different room or something? Because, like a guard?
Yeah.
Because he's in a hurry.
And see, I don't know because
And this is...
I couldn't. I don't remember that hallway being
Mhm.
towards the road, because there's only that one road where traffic goes down, and it's in the very front. It faces the front of the building.
Right.
Who would call?
That wasn't the front of the building,
Yeah.
and I have no clue where that light come from.
Mhm.
So that was I couldn't debunk it. I don't know. I mean, it was just weird.
Yeah. And I'm surprised that we didn't get anything about Miss Styles. That, like, if she would have came through or not. Especially going into the war room.
Yeah, going into the war room, didn't do none of that. We went and visited her grave where she was at and paid our respects to her.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the other soldiers that I seen in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in this video, but I have it recorded where if I went by one of the soldiers,
Mm-hmm.
from, and they had some old ones. I mean, like Civil War and I mean some old ones. I paid my respects to them.
Yeah.
Okay,
I pay a
that's weird.
lot of respects to them because we have relatives that's been in the Civil War. We had
Earlier when I was
Any
doing it like
different
this, I was
ways.
getting
Yeah.
something, but now I'm not.
a lot of them we probably don't even know.
Well, I mean, it surprised me how many were
what?
in that graveyard.
Right? Over, what, 200 or something more
Well, I
than
mean, just not even that. Just
Like I said, I ain't screwed.
they could be anybody, but just the amount of stars and the headstones that were labeled, Civil War, Revolutionary War,
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff. I mean, that surprised me.
But
how
I
many were
definitely
there.
want to try to
Yeah.
do
It was a mix
some
of
kinda
war and non-war.
thermal.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do some kind of thermal
The
and
feeling that I did have went straight in
EVP
Mrs.
session, like
Styles' room.
solo session
Yeah.
or something.
I felt something was there, but
If you're in
I
here,
couldn't make it out.
make a
and-
noise.
Was that the old lady room?
No, that was
Give us a
right next
sign.
door.
Oh,
I went into her
You know,
room
sign,
first
sign,
to see if
everywhere,
I
sign.
still have that
Long
feeling. I
haired,
didn't
skinny
feel
people
it.
need
She was
not
out
apply.
walking around or something because I didn't feel that feeling.
maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, you could tell me to shut up.
But other than that, you could hear somebody else just walk right back through. Right after I sat in there for a while.
Yeah.
Just like iffy. This was a nice night to do it though.
Can
It
you
was
make this
warm,
EMF go off?
but nice too at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, it was like when you went outside,
Surprisingly, it hasn't gone off yet.
and I'm surprised Domino's delivered there.
Right? That threw me off guard in a little bit.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad too because
Yeah. As far out as we
because
was.
I wasn't getting a cell
backlight
phone
on.
signal, and we tried to stop by McDonald's, order all that food, and I couldn't unlock my card, so
Yeah,
we couldn't
it's,
buy it.
Yeah, like it was telling us like, no, Blake, nope.
It's like, no, you're gonna starve. Sorry
gotta
about your
hold it.
luck. I'm like, I was mad.
Who knows? Probably the staff
can attack
members
her
would have
if
made
you
something for
want.
us.
No, they wouldn't have made anything.
You know what I mean? No.
But I mean, they were
Right for the
sweethearts
picking.
in there. I enjoyed every one of them. They were really nice, and shout outs to the staffs that took us through the building, because they were extremely nice and courteous, and I enjoyed their company.
That's
Yeah.
Celsius.
Um,
You want to change it to
I'm just glad
Fahrenheit.
Domino's delivered, because I was starving before we got there. I mean, because what, it was a 3.5 hour trip just to get there?
that advanced yet. We still use
Yeah,
the old
it took us 3.5 hours.
Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
And then I did all that and then drove back.
No, it's
So-
not that we're cheap.
Which I kept
it's just
talking to you,
The rest of
just
the
make
world
sure
does
you-
metric and we don't.
Because we didn't want to become ghosts.
Right?
Ooh, chair.
I mean, but it's like I've driven that far before, because I've gone to Cedar Point and Sandusky and stuff. Stayed there the whole day, rode all the rides, and then driven
What?
back, and it's like three
I
and a
heard
half hours. I've done that.
And that's going the opposite direction now. But still a good difference.
Kinda. I mean, this
Sandusky
is
over there
Debunked.
by
It's gonna
Cleveland.
flash a thing right over your face right now in the video
Over
going
here by
debunked.
Lake Erie's,
Bastard.
that's where
well,
Madison is.
but you can see Lake Erie when you're on the rides
Mm-hmm.
at Cedar Point. Oh, the loser cam. Did you notice I put that in
Yeah.
there? The loser cam. I had to,
Yeah, you gotta pick on your job.
because you were so excited about that,
Yeah.
and you're like, yeah, and she was so excited about it, and you guys are like, yeah. Thought we had something, and I go back and watch the video, and I'm like, no.
Why not all define?
Sorry to bust your bubble, but it's debunked. Kind of
Or do something.
almost like the other one I had the bust your bubble
I'm
on
beginning
with
to
the
think
wall
y'all fake.
up in the attic.
How'd you manage that? Because there was
That y'all
nothing.
aren't
You wasn't even
real.
touching it.
It was you could tell in the video that
Like,
your foot was on the
move that
board,
rocking chair
the
or
board,
something.
and when
Give
you
us a
walked,
sign.
like you were right in front of
Do
it,
something.
and when you turn
Make me
the
a pot of
walk, that's when the
coffee.
ball moved, and that board is at an angle.
Mm-hmm. Even on that second time, because of where I didn't even go that way towards the ball.
Because if you watch the entire video, you walk right back in front of the ball with that board, because that's a long board. That board stretched a pretty good
Hey,
distance.
About
you didn't ask
6,
who.
if
You
I.
just said, can
Yes,
you
I mean
say
it's
hi?
like 6 to 8 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing that and where you were placed at and the way the board was
You
warped,
want to know what the worst kind of ghost is?
Who knows?
I mean,
The smelly
to me
ghost.
it was.
Just a board.
Oh, and that smells. So we
Well,
need to go.
it was the
Oh,
board.
my
To me, it was
goodness.
the board
Mm-hmm.
because I couldn't.
That's a
It
ghost
was
of a
just too
different
coincidental
caliber.
where you were standing at versus when it moved
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. It was just too
Make
coincidental.
sure nobody's
so
hiding in
I,
here.
I did put it in the video. I put an arrow to it,
Can you say
showed
hi?
how the board was warped
Mm-hmm.
and everything like that, and where your placement was
Okay.
and stuff like that. So,
Shut the
Because
door.
the first time that I stepped on it, it didn't
Bounce
even
on
feel
it.
like any of that, though.
No.
well, because
bed in here.
when you told me that
I'd say
that
bounce on the
moved,
bed.
and I went over there to check it out,
Then you stepped on it. It was,
I was looking at where it was at, and that's the first thing I did was I started testing all the boards.
okay.
Yeah,
But I didn't want to mess with it.
and
in
also if you watch the video, which I don't know if you noticed it or not, if you watch the video, right at the end when you hit the ball
Mhm.
to make it move, watch it goes back and forth because it's stuck in a V channel. So it goes like this, and then it stops, and then comes back in a straight line.
Which is odd, though.
Yeah,
Just
I mean it would have been a fantastic capture if you got it.
Right.
There's that orb. That couldn't have been a dust ball.
It's too thick, anyways.
Well, I mean, it
because
could've
you
been-
know
I
it'll
know
get out
that's
your
your
dust ball.
rocking chair. I know that's your rocking
I
chair.
heard the voice, I heard
That's
it,
what
too.
it-
Yeah,
And I couldn't really make that one out either.
a lot of these voices I couldn't make out. I mean, there was the one that said "not yet." We made that one out pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
There was the other one that I had to edit the wording on it.
Yeah.
You know, that
You know,
sounded
that
like
F-
it was like effer,
Yeah.
effer,
Yeah.
and that was like right after I think that was right after I said y'all fake.
yeah. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, I was hoping that the baby doll's hands would either move or something.
Yeah, I know.
That would have been pretty cool.
Oh, it'd be fantastic to get something like that on camera.
Mm-hmm. The biggest part is I thought it would have been cool as heck to play back and forth with that little kid that was up there
Yeah.
with the little Mario Kart.
Oh yeah, with the Mario Kart and all that.
Yeah.
And I forgot to tell you, with that Mario Kart, you didn't have to push it out. It's one of those wind-up ones where if you would have
Yeah,
pulled it
but-
back, it would have it would have went by itself, but it worked
Okay,
out.
we'll head out this way a little bit.
He's walking like a model.
Here, you want to hold on to this too? It's got a
Let me
little.
rest on it.
Well, she used to go
That
to
way if
modeling
you-
school.
Mm-hmm.
She's done that.
That way, if you get
because I had
lost
to pay
or
for
something,
it all.
or it'll help you out, and it won't affect this.
Be too much money.
It was expensive because she was only allowed to use one type of makeup, and it was from Sephora in the mall, and it was like all natural, and just the base, the eyeliner, and the foundation. I think it was over $100. That was the only thing she's allowed to use, and she had to have stilettos and all this other stuff, and yeah, it got expensive. Go ahead.
No, I forget what I was going to say. Anyways.
With that dog noise that was up here, and you said, "Well, there's that board, this right here." You said it could have been that. We walked over that, and you didn't have none of the anything even remotely close to
only
that.
got this.
Yeah, it just literally threw us off.
I mean, I can see you guys. And I can see
thermal camera. I love that thermal.
because I can see your guys' heat signature, and then like the window behind you, it's picking up on that.
That was pretty funny. About to take our heads off.
Oh, good grief! I mean, I know they're not going to hit you or nothing like that, but they get really close to your head.
Yeah, they go off by them sound waves.
Well, yeah,
Like-
echolocation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna sit
Like
directly
you
right
try to
here.
stay still, and then they make
I said I'm gonna sit directly
a
right
noise,
here
and then they pick up on it
to see if
and
anything
find out where they can go, where they can't.
Or do it. Should I come right here? Ooh.
And this is that part with the ball I was telling you about.
No, I thought this was the part where I do with the little Mario car.
Well, it leads up to that though. But that's that ball.
Yeah, I see the ball over there. In the
Yeah.
corner.
I was really hoping
Is
like
anybody out
Luigi
there?
would come out and race them or something like that. That's what I was hoping on. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I was hoping for. And it was really hot in that attic.
It was warm.
I mean, well, it's the
I
very
wanted
top
it.
floor.
Yeah, I wanted to go to the attic, but we couldn't because we had it boarded off.
Yeah, they specifically told us not to go up there. So we wanted to respect their wishes. They did have some rooms that were locked off that had the keep out signs on it. Like earlier in the video with the light flashing on it, that was one of them. There was other doors that were open and blocking off a different area, and they had keep out signs, and they specifically
She's
said,
got a bell right here too.
these areas are not finished. They
She's
are.
got a bell right here too.
We don't know if they're safe or not.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want you entering into it.
Yeah, because I remember watching somebody else's investigation on it. They
said
said
what?
that there was one that was really chattery up in the attic. So I was like, that would have been nice to actually catch. But
Yeah.
they had it blocked off for us.
There's a what?
Little bell.
Yeah,
Oh.
But who knows? That could have moved.
I still had fun.
Yeah, that's the main thing. As long as we're having fun and trying to communicate, and they communicate back
Yeah.
with us.
It's nice to do, just to get out and do something.
Yeah.
I mean, especially after the last year of everything being shut down.
Yeah.
I mean, good grief, this was like going to Disneyland.
Right.
You know,
And that's the other part where that dog bark was, wasn't it?
it was right before this. It was when
No, that was this part too, I thought.
no, it was when you showed the bells. It was right before this part because I showed your camera and then the thermal caught it because it just passed.
Because you said there was 2 times they made it like
Yeah,
dog bark.
they were like 5 seconds apart. I think they weren't too far apart, but the first one didn't sound. It sounded like a dog, but not very much like a dog. And then the second one sounded just like a dog bark. I mean, it sounded like a dog barking in
the
an attic.
Yeah. And we both said there was no dogs or anything around.
Well,
Up there.
I hope not. I didn't bring no dog. We didn't bring Toby. He doesn't bark like that.
He's just a little ankle biter.
Pretty much. Well, he's an ankle licker. He don't bite. He licks.
Well, it depends on the person though. Because there's times that he likes to pull on socks.
He's never pulled on one of my socks. He has gone after somebody though.
He's pulled on mine quite a few times.
Yeah.
When
He don't like your socks.
Must be tasty.
I don't know. Really don't know. And I don't know why I added in that whole section there with you fussing around with the camera and all that. I don't know why I put that in there. Mario, it's me, Mario.
You can roll it back.
I had to do that because I'm a huge, you know. I mean, they don't know, but you know that I'm a huge Mario fan.
Yeah.
I mean, we're sitting in the room right now, and what? I mean, I got the NES, I got the Super NES, I got Genesis there, which is not okay. I know that's Genesis is different.
Yeah.
You know, I got Bullet Bills right there. I got Bullet Bills up there. I got action figures right there.
Yeah, I gotta get the other one.
Well, they fall over sometimes. You know, I mean, so I'm a huge Mario Nintendo fan.
Yeah. He was the best growing up. That was the.
What do you mean the best growing up? He still is the best.
No, I'm talking about because where I haven't played it in God knows how long.
Oh.
On my
Not here to
3DS.
hurt you.
And Super Mario Brothers and then Super Mario's Part 2. Yeah.
The second one wasn't. The second one was good, but it was extremely different.
Yeah.
You know, from the first one and then the third one. You know, the third one was just.
Bleh.
No, I mean, the third one wasn't bleh. The third one was phenomenal. I mean, the third one was just mind-blowing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bleh.
Oh, I thought you meant blah, like, it could have been better.
Are you
Not
up
like
here,
poop,
Blanche?
but...
No. I mean, it was a very well done game. I mean, and it held true, and it had all the new stuff in it. I mean, it was. I mean, it was huge when it come out.
Yeah. It still is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I got a Mario 3 shirt
Yeah.
that I wear to work all the time. I mean, it's not the one I'm wearing now. The one I'm wearing now is
Right.
zombie shirt, but
I still want us to go to
These are my
Japan so we
friends.
can
They're
go
not
to
here
the
to
park.
hurt you.
oh, I would love to go to that Nintendo park.
And so that we could feel like a little kid at heart.
Oh my goodness, I wouldn't be a little kid at heart. I'd be a big fat kid, old big fat kid.
I'm always a kid at heart. What are you talking about? No matter what game it is or any of that, as long as I know
Are
the
you
characters,
the
I'm
female that
good.
likes to talk
Yeah.
and then needs somebody to talk to?
Well, I mean, I've got almost 1,000 games right there, man. Take your pick.
Yep.
No, literally, I got 750 NES titles, and I've got over 250 Super Nintendo titles.
I know you got my favorite Sonic in there somewhere too.
Well,
I'm here to
Sonic
talk
is on the
if you
Genesis.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog, along with Tails and many others.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, at least we sat there for a couple of minutes, just give them a little bit of time, just let them think if they wanted to play with us or not.
Yeah. Now, you couldn't tell because I did a fantastic edit job, but it also helped that you used a tripod.
Oh, how it was like,
But I cut that short from your original because we didn't hear or see nothing. So I cut that short because it was rather boring.
I thought there would be something there because
Well-
they said the old man was down there and stuff.
Because I got all your questions in there. I made sure like anything you said or asked was in the video, but anything other than that, I sliced out because we never heard anything. We never was able to hear anything, capture anything. So instead of having this big, long, drug out, boring sequence, I just cut it off. Now, if we would have had something, I would have put it in there.
See, that's what I was hoping for in that area because where they said the old man's down there. And he likes to play around his piano or flirt with the girls that comes out of the bathroom and stuff. And whistle at them.
And maybe and I know it's not.
Yeah, this part.
It's in the video. I don't remember if I pointed it out or not on this video. I know I did it on Twitter. and I pointed it out, but I don't think I did it on this video when her sleeve's moving.
The one that I was talking about.
The one that you was talking about, but you can see it in this video. You just got to know where to look for it.
Yeah, just when she says, "There's somebody touching me."
Yeah, and you see, and it looks just like two orbs just go out from behind her. You know.
Yeah, and I didn't want to completely say it to her because it would freak her out
Oh,
too
yeah,
much. Because
she was all that whole night. She was
this part coming up right here.
Yeah, because
There
the
goes
orbs
the
leave
two.
her back. There goes the two, and then there's like a third one that looks almost like that kind of
Yeah, just a baby.
late runner.
Yeah, little baby. And then you could see it right,
And she said something's touching my arm,
mm-hmm,
and then
right here about 2
right there,
seconds.
between her stomach and the wrist,
Yeah,
you can see it moving, and
there's no draft or anything.
there's no draft or anything, and
she was
and-
standing as still as could be.
well, the reason why I remember the reason why I originally didn't put that in there, even though I did add it to Twitter later, and I put the arrow on there. I don't know if that was her nerves, or I don't know if that was actually moving. So, well, I did put it on
It's
Twitter.
Question marks.
It's a question mark. You know,
Mm.
it's plausible because I couldn't debunk it because the camera was moving a little bit. She looks like she's standing dead still. There's no draft up in there. I mean, the thermal camera proved that. There's no drafts in there. The windows were sealed tight.
Yeah.
But I couldn't see.
Yeah.
But I couldn't fully debunk it.
Right.
I could not fully debunk it. I could not prove it without a doubt one way or the other. So when I put it on Twitter, you know, I made the little arrow and I had all that there, and I said, you know,
What's your guys' input?
I basically said that you say, you know, the spirits were playing with her arm. I think her nerves were twitching. And then, you know, what do you think? Of course, I never got a response from anybody because, you know,
Yeah.
everybody just wants you to view their stuff, and like them, they don't. They don't. We show you view their stuff. But we're not doing it for popularity. We're doing it for
The love of the history of the world.
well, no, not only that, just the love of, you know, just
The
just
fun.
I mean, it's fun, but you know, just to get answers. You know, because I'm always asking questions. I'm always trying to figure out something, and this is something we can do
As a team, yeah.
as a team that doesn't cost millions of dollars.
Right.
And as of right now, you don't have to have some kind of master's degree. Of course, that's you know,
Every time you come up
get ready for that stuff. I'm sure somebody will.
Right.
They'll probably be like, "Oh, you need a master's degree."
The
We do
great,
this now.
and this is the crazy part too. When I asked, "Were you tugging on my shirt?"
Now, this is what tripped me out.
Mm-hmm.
And I even put it in here. You know, I put it in the words on here.
Get close to him.
Yeah. Well, it goes
It's
back to the thing.
definitely
The field depth is off when you're looking at the cameras.
I'm back on now.
But the thing that tripped me out is your tag ripped literally right after my camera started acting up. Because you can hear me, and you know, I put it on there. You can't, but you'll hear it. I'm in the background going, "My camera, blah blah blah," and you hear me shutting it and opening up. No, I don't want to format.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then I get it back up and going, and then I go, "I got my camera back up." Right
When did that happen?
I just
When I
asked
showed
if you
you
were
picked it
tugging
up.
on my tag.
And they pulled it right off.
Which is the crazy thing.
Where'd you find it at?
Because, you know, I mean,
Right there.
Did you get it with the camera finding it there?
if you don't know how we are,
Okay, good.
something like
we also had a
that
ball
can be
moving.
very easily
ball moving.
written
Yeah,
off
the
as
ball
when you
and
just
asylum.
reach behind
Yeah,
you
we had
and
it
ripped off your
moving.
tag and threw it on the floor.
We didn't touch it. They touched it.
But I
didn't
know
do
you.
it.
It was
I know.
moving.
I know
So
you. I
you
know
see
you
you
wouldn't.
can't get-
I know you wouldn't do something like that.
Well, every
because
time
you
I
hate
go
faking
this
stuff.
way, my camera goes
You know,
format
you
SD card.
want it to be real, just like I do, and sometimes you go a little bit overboard on
Because
believing it's
remember,
real.
Jacob
But
was
I
over
still
there.
will argue with
But you
I
don't.
care.
You don't
care.
fake. You don't fake nothing. You
In order
don't
to
push
get
anything. You don't do none of that.
2,000.
You know.
Yeah, you don't know
So I
how
just
to
want
feel.
anybody listening right now to
I ain't
realize
going
that
now.
he doesn't. You know, he
He gets
doesn't
scared
try
when
to.
he's shot.
He doesn't fake anything to get views because we don't really get a whole bunch of views. I mean,
Yeah.
so there's no reason to do it.
See, I love the afterlife just as much as everybody else when it comes to ghost hunting.
Yeah.
But
and there's no point in faking it.
exactly,
You want
Which room was it?
you know,
The
that
left
real
one or the
experience.
right one?
yeah.
It was when I got towards the end.
and when the other crazy part is this part coming up. When you hear on either what was it, recording or was it just this video? When I heard the little
Are you down here
voice,
playing around
when
with cameras?
2 warps went up.
See, I couldn't hear it again when I was going through editing.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't hear it again. I mean, maybe someone watching the video will,
This time
Mm-hmm.
I got it with my
and
cell
they can
phone.
hear it, but I couldn't hear it, so I didn't really point it out.
It should be right here in 2
But
seconds.
the trippy thing is right here, where my camera's in here looking at it.
I said, "Oop,
Your
here it
camera, yeah, your camera's catching it,
Mhm.
but mine's not.
There's a black tarp and
See,
something
there's
just came
one.
up from it.
And then I was like, yep, here comes another one. And then as soon as I say
Got
that,
and
you can
another
hear
one
'em.
just came up.
Yeah, but I mean, I couldn't. My camera didn't capture it, and I was looking at almost the exact same spot you was.
Yeah, I was looking directly down at it and then moving it over too,
So-
just to make sure of it.
and
And,
we-
then I slid it over just a hair, and you
Yeah.
could just
And you can see my camera is pointed straight down to where that stuff was going.
yeah. And I thought you was following it, but you
No.
didn't see that.
No, and you know we got the same equipment,
Mm-hmm.
so we were both using the same IR torch.
Well,
If it was dust,
You know what I was talking about?
it would have reflected the same way off of, on the mine as it did yours,
Yeah,
and that's what's tripping me out.
like big old air questions. But
Keep getting
I know
flickering.
fact is every time that I went back over it,
Is that you?
I knew that I did hear some kids.
Yeah,
But are you saying you can't find it now?
yeah,
Head scratcher.
yeah.
Like what happened to it?
Trying to
I
draw
know
the
that they,
I couldn't hear it.
right, and I know that they can't just go and get up and run away from all that now.
right here.
Since we had them all on record.
No, literally
I mean,
right
maybe
where I'm
somebody
standing right now.
watching the video, if they watch the video without us,
Yeah, you
talking
can feel
over
it.
Mm-hmm.
maybe they'll hear it and they can point it out or something
here,
like that.
right where my
Or if you guys are, if you go and watch the original video and you see something that we didn't catch, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll be more than interested to,
You know,
look
my
into it and let you know,
life is
oh,
in
okay,
danger.
well, that's the part where we did this, so we can't say it's real, or, yeah, we have no clue what happened there. I mean, we'll tell you straight up.
Yeah. And then this other light is at the end of this room too, and it's like it's followed us.
Yeah.
And you said you didn't see it, but I did. And it's with. We'll see in a minute, but it threw me completely off. Like, did it really follow us, or what?
I don't know.
So that's another question, because there's no lights in there.
Yeah, I mean, there's no lights. They do have power. They do have lights, but it is very minimal. It is
Hot
like-
head,
The
you can
exits,
see the exit
but
signs.
it's not the hottest thing
Um,
there.
the steps. And that's
You
about
can
it.
and the steps, and that's really it. Because it's not in here.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't include it in the video because it was another debunk.
Mm-hmm.
When we were
It's not the
in
it's
the-
not the
when we were
coolest thing
going to the
around here, but your
bathroom.
knees are
not
cooler
to pee,
than your legs, obviously.
investigating the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
and you seen that red light,
Oh, yeah.
and
think that there's
it
a
was
window
reflecting
busted
off of the
there.
bathroom wall, and you're like, oh look, there's a red light, and I'm sitting there looking at it, and I'm like, oh wow, that is a red light, and then I turn around and I see an exit sign down the hallway,
Mm-hmm.
and then I take my hand up and move it back and forth, and it goes in and out. And I'm like, nope.
Another debunk.
A window
Another
button.
debunk, but I didn't include it in the video.
Because it's what it feels like a little bit.
And then,
Sure.
but yeah, as soon as she walks straight down there, or is it you? I think it's her. But that's when you actually do see that light. And that's that one room where the guy likes to play with your emotions.
Oh. Why didn't you tell me that? I would have went in there and been like, screw you,
You mean right in front of
man.
her?
I thought you remember that room.
No, I don't remember. I can barely remember my name half the time. I should try to bring you along. You remember all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, when it comes to history stuff like that, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then they said that an old man was in
Is
that
anybody
room.
in here?
And I forget how he went, but it was an old man in that room.
So can you move
Now,
the wheelchair
Have we passed the part yet with those knocks?
just a
No,
little
not
bit?
yet.
Because that was another thing that we were. Because remember when we were sitting and watching the video, we were going, "Is this Morse code? Is this something like that?" And we were
Are
going
you
through
standing right in front of me?
different websites and different things, trying to figure out, the
Where'd you
knocks.
go?
And we were writing them down.
I'm not
and
here
seeing
to hurt
if it,
you.
like spelled out a message in Morse code or something. We could never figure it out. But I don't know where the knocks.
That's in Jacob's room, which is here in a few seconds.
Yeah.
Because I was letting you guys walk farther ahead of me. And then I just knocked on his door like, Jacob, are you in there? Can I come in? And then that's when I walked in. And then I was like, are you alright, buddy? And then that's when that part started. And I asked, are you hiding over there by the window? And then it really started picking up then,
Yeah.
which is right here.
Because when we originally listened to it,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought the first noise was a knocking noise, and you go, "No, that's me walking into the room." And you go,
Jacob?
and then when
Can
you
I
stop,
come in, bud?
it's this room right here,
Yeah,
isn't it?
that's where I knock right here.
Yeah.
And then I asked if it's alright if I can come in. And then this little creak is when you hurt my feet.
Yeah.
But this other,
You
other
okay in here,
knocks.
buddy?
like
Yeah.
that.
It was
that-
like it almost sounded like it had a pattern.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I was thinking, well, maybe it's Morse code or something like that, but we can never figure it out.
You
So
want
if
me
you're
to
watching
head
this
back
video and
out
you
for
see the
you?
original and you're really, really good at Morse code or something like that, and you know what it says, let us know, because
Yeah, I'll leave you
I
alone.
tried
That's
like
what you want me to
different
do.
search engines and different places where you can type in words and get the Morse code signal and all that. I'm just not any good at it.
Yeah, I thought it the way after I heard it and stuff, because where it was doing the spacing between the letters, like L-E-A-V-E, and then
Yeah.
it stops.
I mean,
and
you're
then
not gonna-
spell M-E.
You're not gonna have
at the
just
end.
everything
That's what it
happening and
sounded
stuff
in
coming
my
at
head,
you and-
but I can't be completely sure.
Well, and with Knox, it's really hard to tell the long, because you got the short beeps and the long beeps and then the spaces. And
Yeah.
with Knox, it's hard to tell the long Knox from the short one. So I don't know.
Yeah, because I've watched a lot of military shows
Alright.
and movies and everything else, and you can hear it going like beep, 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 beep,
Yeah.
beep, beep.
Yeah, I mean, it's considered a long beat when
But you know what I mean?
it's
though.
only a quick second.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was pretty much the end of it right there. And like I was, you see here, I'm putting up all these photos
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to show everybody that we took the Polaroids and all these photos, except for the one on the bottom right, which I said it's like the man on the moon. It's just an illusion. But I wanted everyone to see all these photos here were coming out normal. And then the very, very last picture, at the end of the video, I show the one where
Mm-hmm.
it looks like the 7-foot tall shadow figure that the lady told us is known to roam the hallways.
Yeah.
And the reason why, right there.
Yeah, that big old black mist.
Yeah, and it looks better when in picture. It doesn't look too good on here, but when you actually see the picture, you can see it. And the thing that tripped me out was, if it's a shadow, it's going to follow the floor, go up the wall to the ceiling, and come towards you.
Mm-hmm.
That went straight up and down.
Yeah.
That didn't angle. That didn't move or nothing like that. I think you highly possibly caught something.
Yeah. See,
on that
like,
camera.
if you remember the shows like Shadow People,
Yeah,
it's like that. That's what made me feel.
yeah. But I mean, that's pretty much the end of it. There. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm surprised we had that much to talk about, man. I mean, I thought maybe we were gonna have like parts where we would be silent and sitting here picking our nose or something like that. But man,
We were right on top.
we were right on top of that, man. So that's basically the end of our commentary there. So I hope you guys enjoy our stuff, and like and subscribe if you want to. We don't ask anybody for money or nothing like that. We just We just, love the paranormal, and if you do, start up your own team.
Yep.
You could go into 50 people can go into the same building in 50 different days, but that 51st time, someone might catch something different.
Yep. And if you want to, just go ahead and follow us on Twitter or get a hold of us on here. If you got any questions, just hit us up.
Yeah. Anything like that, man. We're a friendly group. We'll talk to anybody. If you got your own stuff to share, we'll look at it. Other than that, that's pretty much it. So everyone have a good night. This is James signing off.
And this is Brandon. We'll talk to you soon. More hunts to come.